Hi. Hello. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So, hello. Today we are talking about goddess codes on getting paid to exist, and I'm going to be going over my ebook that I created, and we're going to be doing inner work today, and I'm going to be doing inner work too. So, yeah. But first, I'm just lighting some incense. So bear with me. Bear with me. Um, 1 second. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on TikTok. So if you want a replay, this will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I will be getting started in a few minutes. I'm just lighting my candles real quick. And then I'm going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Hey. I'm live on TikTok and YouTube right now. So the replay will be on YouTube. Hey. Uriel. Is that how you pronounce your name? Uriel. This is not my first time going live, but I never go live because I'm trying to get rid of my own limiting beliefs. But I'm just like, girl, it's not that deep. Like, hey, Lexi. I'm using a noodle to light my candles. Stinking it, bro. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Are you still in DC, by the way? I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. Like, it's just me for real. And a phone. Uriel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Okay, so let's get into it because, yeah. So, hi, I'm Mika. I'm a dancer and a feminine energy coach, and I also love to talk about spirituality, manifestation, all of the things, prayer, all of these things. And today, the topic is Goddess Codes on Getting Paid to Exist. This is something that I love to talk about because as women, we have a huge advantage. And just as people in general, in this time period, we live in a very abundant time period where you can literally get paid to exist. Like that can literally be anybody's reality if you choose that for yourself. As you know, there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world where people are losing their jobs left and right. There are people like kind of upset that influencers are making as much money as they do. But honestly, I feel like it's truly a blessing that we get to make money in a way that we don't have to be trading our bodies against time for money, because that's insane anyway. And that never set right with my spirit. And if you have goddess or high priestess energy, it probably never set right with you to like be trading your time for money in a way where you're not doing what you love to do. You're spending most of your time and focus doing something that doesn't really align with what you are being called to do or what your actual purpose here in this life is. So this is why I'm really passionate about speaking about this. So I wrote up an entire ebook called Goddess Codes Getting Paid to Exist, and it has a lot of inner work inside, and I'm just going to be going over what I have. This is the ebook right here. This is just like the PDF version. But yeah, so we're just going to get into it. So, number 1, the very first step on getting paid to exist is releasing the fear of being seen. Okay? Because you cannot get paid to exist if no one knows that you exist. And many women want to call in more abundance, yet they are afraid of visibility. They fear being seen, being misunderstood, or standing out. But your confidence in being seen and your magnetism is the very portal through which you will get paid to exist. Period. And as women, we must get comfortable taking up space because attraction and awareness are natural to us. Your presence and your internal physiological setup, which are your ovaries, your fallopian tubes, your vaginal canal, how it is set up is literally sacred geometry, and it creates a magnetic force field. So you're naturally drawing in attention and awareness, whether you intend to or not. And you have to learn to be comfortable with this energy, because this is the only way that you're going to be able to really attract the things that you want and to attract receiving more, because as women, you're naturally attractive anyway. So regardless if you are trying to bring in attention or whatever, you already are doing that. And it just depends on what kind of attention you're attracting, what kind of things you are attracting, because this is what's going to determine like whether you are able to make an influx of money, or if you are able to attract the right people, because how you are embodied is always going to mirror back towards you. Okay, so many women already have an awareness of their body and space, but often it comes from a fear-based place. So like you might be hyper fixated on how you are being perceived. Like you might already be like aware of like yourself or whatever, but a lot of us have this fear-based perception of ourselves. We look at ourselves in this hyper focused, like fear-based way, and we want to shift this energy from fear to knowing that you can, from fear of like how people might view you or like what people might think about you and stuff like that, to knowing that you can influence people and how you are perceived. Because a lot of times we say like, oh, you can't really like control how people view you, how people perceive you or whatever, but you actually can, by the way you show up, how you do your hair, how you do your makeup, how you speak. All of these things fall into the perception of people. And when you are like hyper fixated on yourself and like you're looking at yourself like with the insecure mindset and stuff like that, thank you, you're looking at yourself through an insecure lens, then you are making other people also view you through that lens. Because this is what I like to call energetic perfume, and this is something that we're going to get into like as I go farther into the training or whatever. But your energetic perfume is always communicating with people, with the universe, with how you show up in the world. So if you walk into a room and like you are feeling insecure, your body language is like closed off or whatever, you smell insecure. Like people can feel this energy off of you. And you might be aware that, you might feel uncomfortable and stuff like that. And that is what your awareness is on. But we want to switch that awareness and we want to elevate our view of ourselves. So while you cannot control everyone's thoughts, you can control the signals that you send through the colors you wear, how you style your hair, your body language, how you carry yourself in challenging moments and stuff like that. And these choices project magnetism, protection, and respect. Because not only can you carry yourself in a way that draws in attention, but you can also carry yourself in a way that protects your energy as well. So these are things that we need to be able to pinpoint and like consciously like dive into within our own energy. So taking up space is not about being the loudest. It's not about showing the most skin or forcing your presence physically. It's not about being the most obviously like seen or whatever. It's about tapping into your soft power. Okay. So the energy that you radiate mentally and energetically, this is what we're focused on. It's not about you wearing the cutest outfit or whatever the case may be, because you can have on a tea outfit, but if your energy is reading insecure or like you're too focused on other people outside of you, or like you just searching for validation, that is going to read no matter if your outfit is tea, if you look cute, whatever. Like that shit literally don't matter if your energy is not matching. Okay. So when you train yourself in this energy, and it lingers in people's minds in the most positive way. And this is what we like to call haunted beauty. This means that after you leave someone's presence, they remember you. They think about you while you're gone, after your interaction with somebody, you are lingering in their mind. This is called haunted beauty. And this is how you are going to start to train your energy in a way to where as though you actually leave a true impression on people and a real authentic impression on people. Because owning your presence is a form of power. And the more you embody it, the more you communicate that I am empowered, I am worthy, and I am here to offer something of value, period. And those who resonate with you will be drawn to you, and those who do not will naturally be repelled. And this is what we love, because we don't, like, I always tell my girls and like the women that I coach in real life that they should never be as afraid to be magnetically polarizing, because the people that you repel are not even people that you want in your space anyway. By you being your authentic self, you don't want people who don't really vibe or resonate with you in your space anyway. So if there are people who are being repelled by your authentic nature, then that is a good thing, because the people who are for you are going to come in as a flood. Like you are going to start to attract floods of people that really align with you and that are truly your soul community, because you're not putting on a mask and like trying to be something that you're not, and then attracting people who are attracted to this image that you're putting on, because then that's just never going to get you anywhere. It's not going to create you any longevity, any sustainability in who you're becoming or what you are creating. So the key is not trying to dominate or control, but it's about stepping into your energy fully and confidently. And sometimes we feel afraid to take up space because of the judgment that may arise when we articulate our values, our needs, and desires, or we are too invested in someone else's world because we haven't fully claimed our own yet. So like you might scroll on Instagram, you might scroll on TikTok or whatever, and you might resonate with so many other people. And it's like you are so invested in their worlds that you don't even know your own yet. And when you go to do things, like you have this aura and this energy like radiating over you where it's someone else's. And this is something that I had to learn, because like when it came to creating content and stuff like that, I would have like other people in mind while I'm creating content. And it's like, I don't want to create the same thing as them. I don't want to be this person. I want to create my own thing. And honestly, nobody in your life, nobody living right now has the dream life that you want. Nobody. People might have certain aspects of things that you want, but nobody is living the life that you want. You have to go and create that. And when you're too invested in other people's worlds, it can be hard to really find your truth and what your true purpose is and what your messaging is. So that's why it's essential to strengthen the muscle of taking up space in your own life, in real life. This isn't just about showing up online. This is about actually taking up space in your life, advocating for yourself in your own life, whether it's to your parents, whether it's to people you're in relationships with, your friendships. If you don't want to go out and do something with your friends, don't feel obligated to do that. Don't just, bypass yourself and just disregard yourself to accommodate for someone else, because you are always going to be left with the short end of the stick every single time. Okay? Oh my gosh, it's so true. I want to curate and be. Yes. And we're going to get into the inner work so that you can be able to do this. So, like, if you have a journal or, like, I don't know, you can screen record this, whatever. But we're going to get into the inner work to cover, like, things that might be blocking you. Okay? So, let me see. Yeah, so when you fully take up space in your life, it allows you to gently push back against systems and people that try to diminish you. Because as women are always like belittled in society. Like always. Always. It's always been like that. Okay. And when you actually start to take up space, not be afraid to take up space, not be afraid to be magnetically polarizing, people who don't resonate with you, let them not resonate with you, period. You will start to push up against systems that literally try to diminish you anyway, and you will really start to claim your power. And by taking up space authentically, you will also amplify others and bring them into presence and help them own their power as well. You will start to empower other women around you in your real life, online, whatever. You will start to empower them to also show up fully and not be afraid to do that. Because you will no longer require anyone else to be small around you. Like, me personally, I cannot be around people who are like okay with being small and insecure. Like, I don't need anybody around me to feel small. I don't need anyone around me to like shrink themselves in order to be around me. Like, period. And when you start to take up space, you will create that same environment, and you're not going to need anybody to feel small around you, and you're not going to attract people that make you want to feel small or dim your light. And taking up space is a true art form. It's a true art form. It's about trusting that your power is yours and you don't need permission from anybody to access it. You don't need permission from anyone to access your own power. Period. Your presence, your voice, and your energy all belong to you, so own them fully. Okay? Period. So, let's get into the inner work. This is the juicy tease. This is where the shifts and the transformations are going to happen within the inner work, because if you are not aware of what is blocking you, then you cannot move forward from what is blocking you, So, this ebook that I have is full of inner work or whatever. It's full of inner work questions and practices, but I'm only going to like give like a few from out of it. It's linked in my bio as well. It's called Goddess Codes Getting Paid to Exist. So the first inner work question is, where in my body, and feel free to comment your answers as well too. Where in my body or energy am I contracting to avoid being noticed? And what would it feel like to expand fully into my magnetic presence? Where in my body or energy am I contracting to avoid being noticed? And what would it feel like to expand fully into my magnetic presence? And if you want to like rewatch this video back as well, the entire video is going to be up on my YouTube. Okay? This whole live is going to be on my YouTube because I'm live on YouTube as well. Number 2 is, what beliefs or stories about being seen are holding me back? And how are they limiting my ability to receive abundance and opportunities? This is really important because sometimes you don't realize that you are telling yourself a story. You're telling yourself a story about what it is that you can or cannot get. Like, you might be telling yourself like, oh, I can't do this right now because of my job, because of this, because of that. It's not the right time because of this. It's like, who's saying that? Who's saying that? You are creating that story. You are creating that story. So once you decide that right now is the right time, that you want to actually level up and that you actually want to expand your capacity to receiving more, that is when the shift will start to happen. As long as you continue to tell your story, to tell yourself stories and to believe in things that don't align to where you want to be, that is what will continue to hold you back. And you need to do the real inner work in order to be able to uncover these things and to be able to see what stories am I telling myself that don't align to where I want to be at. And what if I change the story? Like, genuinely, what if you change the story? How would your life look different? Because this is something that I really had to do. This is even how I grew my TikTok from 1,000. Y'all, I was literally at 1,000 followers like a few months ago. And now I'm at like 13K or whatever. And it's not because I was necessarily doing anything different. It was because I started to change the stories that I told myself, and I started to show up in a different way. I started to show up with the energy that I am allowed to take up space, that I don't need nobody to give me permission to own my power and to be who I am, genuinely. And I started to do the inner work to release the fears that was holding me back. And then the right people started gravitating towards me. Like, I'm telling you, when you do this inner work, you will start to lift weights off of yourself that will open your paths, open your channels for things to actually flow through towards you. Because when you have all these blockages, it's like, let's say you had a pipe or whatever. You had a pipe, and abundance is always trying to flow towards you at every given moment. At every given moment, abundance is trying to flow towards you. But if you have a story or a belief up that's like, oh, I can't make this amount of money unless I slave away and do all of this work and work 10 years to get this, then you are literally creating a story that you are going to live by and that is going to be reflected back to you. Because what your brain does is it's biased. It's going to try to search for things that confirm what you're believing. So when you start to change your beliefs, you will start to attract different things. Different things will start to show up for you. And these things have always been there all along. It's just that your attention wasn't on it because you're sitting over here believing that it's going to take you 10 years to accomplish this goal that you could really have made in like a month or two, genuinely. Okay? So, again, what beliefs or stories about being seen are holding you back, and how are they limiting your ability to receive abundance and opportunities? And then number 3 is, how do you currently allow the energy or opinions of others to influence how you show up? And what would it feel like to reclaim your own sovereignty over your presence? How do you currently allow the energy or opinions of other people to influence how you show up? Like, this is like a really big one because you don't even be realizing that you are literally seeing your life through a lens that's not yours. You might be seeing your life through a lens from your parents. You may be seeing your life through a lens through your friends who don't even believe in themselves to be able to get the things that you want. Because when you know that you're meant to do something big, like, you just know. And like, some people don't believe that about themselves. Some people don't see those things for themselves. And you might be carrying the lens of those people. You might be carrying the lens of those people and then wondering why things aren't showing up for you. Like, you feel like you have to work at this job that doesn't align with you to get to where you're trying to go to. Like, that shit don't make no sense. I'm sorry. Like, I'm here to uncover all of this shit that don't make sense, because a lot of the ways that we be thinking be so backwards. You think you got to do all this unaligned shit that's going to somehow get you into alignment. Like, that don't even make any sense. Why would you be spending, let's say you're a singer, you're an artist or whatever. Why are you spending 8 hours of your day every single day in a place that literally does not align to any of that. Like, you spending 8 hours at bartending or something like that. Not saying that no opportunities can come to you through that or whatever, but it's like, you need to be focused on where you want to go, and you need to be intentionally putting yourself in places that are going to align with that. Because, like, if you want to be like an artist or a singer or whatever, and you need to get a job, you need to make some money, okay, that's real. But why are you putting yourself in a place that has nothing to do with that? Why are you working at a grocery store? That makes zero sense. And then you wondering why no opportunities are coming to you, why, things aren't aligning, because you're literally focused on packaging groceries for 8 hours of your day, and you wondering why your energy isn't aligned to where you want to go. Like, let's make it really make sense, okay? How can I speak with you one-on-one? Just DM me on Instagram. I don't really have like one-on-one. I should probably open that up, probably, right? Yeah, I should probably open that up, but just DM me on Instagram, and like, yeah, we could set something up, because I'm also on my journey of expanding my capacity to receive, expanding my business, and I'm just open to everything. So, like, yeah, just DM me. Like, I'm never too like whatever to talk or whatever, But yes, one more time for that question. How do you currently allow the energy or opinions of others to influence how you show up? How? Okay. So now we are getting into number 2. Okay. Number 2 is upgrading your self-concept and embodying your feminine value. Even if you're a man watching this, even if you're a masculine energy watching this, you can still take what I'm saying and apply it, because we all carry masculine and feminine energy, and the feminine energy is what is going to allow you to receive and to create and to really expand. Okay, the masculine energy is more so of like the work that you do and like the discipline and all that stuff. Okay. So, like the practical things, that's like the masculine energy. The masculine energy is more so of the practical things. And we all know that if you put your mind to it, you can do it. But really what stops you is your capacity to receive. Because if you are, no, what, we're going to get into that. So I'm not even going to get into that right now. But okay. So, upgrading your self-concept, how you view yourself, and embodying your feminine value, which I like to call your energetic perfume. Okay, so your energetic perfume is the quality of energy that you are radiating within your auric field. Your auric field is your aura, and it is the energy that surrounds you. And your aura actually extends out to like 50 feet. This is why, like, sometimes you can feel somebody's energy like through the phone. Like, you could feel somebody's energy through a text. You could feel people's energy through social media, all of this stuff, because our auras literally like radiate so far out. And it's crazy that it radiates through technology as well. Like, I don't know how that shit works, but it's really crazy. But your energetic perfume is always signaling and communicating to the universe and manifesting with it. Okay, how you are embodied in this world, how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself is always signaling and communicating with the universe. And how your energetic perfume is expressed and how you are embodied in this world can either attract or repel your desires. Okay? Okay. I'm going to say that one more time. How your energetic perfume is expressed. This is how you are feeling about yourself, how you are viewing yourself, and how you are expressing that. And how you are being embodied in this world can either attract or repel your desires. This isn't about working physically harder to chase your dream, success, or desires by turning your focus outward with words or with all of this like external work, because you can continue to take action from the same place for the next year and still get the same results, because nothing about your mindset has changed, nothing about your energy and how you are approaching things has changed. So it doesn't matter how many more systems, how many more strategies, it doesn't matter what you do. It don't matter how many more jobs you get. None of that shit matters, bruh. Like, you can continue to take action from the same internal place for the next year and still get the same results. Okay? So the goal is to make your energy as fragrant and as magnetic as your higher self yearns for. So what you need to do is you need to challenge what you think is possible for you, and you will realize that you are way more qualified than you think. Challenge what you think is possible. And I'm literally practicing this right now by even showing up online, because like I was just like, damn, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I don't know this, I don't know that, I don't know this, I don't know that. It's just like, girl, you know. Stop telling yourself stories that you don't know, because you're the only one who could know. You're the only one who has the key to your life. Stop going to other people, searching for validation, asking people what you should do, what you shouldn't do, if this is the right decision for you. They don't fucking know. They don't know. Genuinely, they don't know. And they just telling you something from their own stories and their own beliefs. So think to yourself, what is the story that you want to create for yourself? What is the life that you want to create for yourself? And start to challenge what you already is possible, because your past experiences will never predict a new experience for you. Your past experiences can only predict past experience things, because that's all you've experienced. So in order for you to basically quantum leap into something new, you have to challenge what you are already experiencing. You have to challenge what you think is possible. All right. So your self-concept is how you view yourself. It's what you believe yourself to be worthy of and what you believe about yourself. Your self-concept will reflect in how you show up in the world and what you do or don't receive in your life. That's all based on you and what you believe about yourself. How other people show up for you in your life, how hard or easy it is for you to manifest, this all has to do with how you view yourself. What is your self-concept? Because I'm a dancer, so like even when it came to dance, like I would be thinking to myself, like some shit, I literally quantum leap within my dance journey, because I started to think about myself differently. I started to gaslight myself to success. I'm just like, this is easy for me, bro. Like, if it gets to be easy for somebody else, why can't it be easy for me? Yeah, it's easy for me. And then I started to approach it differently, and the shit became easier. Like, it's really that simple. It's really that simple. But there are things that block you from actually jumping clearly, like having a clear path for you to jump, because it's things blocking you that you place there that you have to remove. So the most important investment that you can make in your life is on your mind and how you think and perceive yourself in this world. This is what is going to get you into rooms and have you stay there, because you can get into certain rooms and then sabotage the experience because you're insecure. And then you start having limiting beliefs, and you start looking at yourself as inferior to the people around you or to the experience. And what's going to allow you to create longevity within your life is how you view yourself. And my dance teacher told me this. She said, we're not faking it till we make it. We just making it. Period. And at first, when you start to create new beliefs and a new story for yourself, it's going to feel uncomfortable because it's new. And your brain is always trying to protect you. It's not, your brain isn't here to make you feel happy. Your brain is here to protect you. And your brain is protecting you based on the things that it's already experienced. Even if the things that you've already experienced have been creating you pain and hurt and just like no results. Like, your brain doesn't care about the results that you get, bruh. Your brain just cares to keep you safe. And you have to intentionally change your mind and intentionally auto suggest your brain to a different direction for you to start to see a different reality for yourself. Thank you, babes. Thank you. So yes, so you have to learn how to reject negative ideas and get super clear on how you want to see yourself in your life. Sit at home, speak powerful words over yourself, chant powerful words over yourself, use your voice and use your pen to evoke change and power over yourself. This means write this shit down, speak it with your voice. Okay? Affirmations are super powerful because repetition dissolves disbelief. When you continue to say something to yourself over and over again, your brain has no choice but to start believing that, and then the world has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Genuinely. Like, you could literally tell yourself you're ugly every single day. Tell yourself you're ugly every day. On God, you're going to start to look ugly. You're going to really start to see yourself as ugly. Call yourself fat every day. You're going to start to gain more weight. Your brain is going to start to suggest things that's going to confirm that belief about yourself. You're going to start to eat more. You're going to start to just do things that cater to you believing that you're fat or believing that you're ugly, you know? Like, you're going to start to not take care of yourself more and stuff like that. So how about we switch that thought? How about we switch that thought? How about we say, money flows towards us easily. I'm beautiful. People are always giving me compliments. When you start to really believe these things, like be delusional, create your own reality, create your own life, live in your own world, you will start to see people come to you saying shit that you're saying to yourself. Like, I practiced this. Like, I would tell myself affirmations and stuff like that, and people will come to me like randomly and just like be telling me like, oh, your soul is like, your soul. I'm like, ain't no way, bro. I literally just wrote this shit in my journal. I've been telling myself this for the past 10 days. Like, it's real. And the only people who don't see results with this are people who give up during the process because it's too hard. You have to put in the real work. As I always say, the hardest work that you should ever be doing is on yourself and your inner self, because I don't believe that life has to be hard. I believe that life can be very easy when you believe that for yourself. But we've grown up to believe that, we should wear badges of honor for struggling and for working hard and just like putting ourselves in stressful situations. Like, how many people be like, oh yeah, I got this opportunity because I worked so hard for it. I'm sorry, but like, the hardest working people are the lowest paying people. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't like have work ethic or integrity and stuff like that. But you don't need to be putting yourself under mass stress to gain success, or mass stress. Just like, you don't need to put yourself under so much like pressure and just like, I need to work hard, I need to do this, I need to do that. Like, that is such a, what is it, patriarchal thing, I guess. Like, just toxic masculinity. Okay, toxic masculinity. And as women, we don't operate on the same scales as men. So this is why it's important to do the inner work to reverse these things, because this is how we are raised. Especially if you live in America, if you live anywhere, for real, like, you are raised to work hard. You are raised to grind and da 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 da. Like, you don't need to do all of that. And when you can tap into your own energy, you will start to attract things with a lot more ease. But we're gonna get into it. Okay? So this goes into my next point, which is honoring the divine feminine and understanding your worth. This is going to bring you so much abundance, because a lot of women do not understand their own worth. And this is why you feel like you're doing the most and getting the least, genuinely. So this is going to help you shift your self-concept and how you view your feminine value by honoring the divine feminine. So honoring the divine feminine, even if you are a female yourself, is always going to bring you more abundance in several ways. Spiritually, mentally, materially, everything. Anything that you add to a woman is going to add to you. Whether you are pouring into your mom, your sisters, your friends, the women around you, especially pouring into yourself as a woman, because you know how it feels to literally neglect yourself, to not pour into yourself, and then it literally turns your magnetism off. It turns your life force energy off when you are not pouring into yourself as a woman. So when you begin to add to yourself, when you begin to, beautify yourself, you start to learn more. You start to pour into your education. You start to invest in yourself, whether that's investing in a course or like investing in more books, investing in actually doing the inner work, investing in your health, or whatever the case may be. You will start to find more ease within your life and start to attract things that are actually going to fill you up and actually going to turn your life force energy on and up. So A woman who is in her feminine can attract more abundance and prosperity versus a woman who is in her masculine. So let's not act like every woman is feminine. It doesn't matter what kind of woman you are. It doesn't matter if you a dyke, if you a stud, whatever. It doesn't matter. What you are operating in is a real thing. Like, genuinely, it's a real thing. And a woman who is operating in her masculine energy will have to go out and physically work for the same abundance, whereas a woman in her feminine will just be able to attract it more easily. Like, I see this all the time. And sometimes, like, you are forced to operate more in your masculine. Sometimes you are forced to operate more in that energy. But sometimes you just naturally want to operate more in your masculine because you feel like you need to be doing more. You feel like you need to be doing more instead of being more. And this whole training is about being more and amplifying your energy for you to be able to attract. So focus on your divine feminine energy, and you will see how abundance and prosperity increases in your life. So you're going to have to step it up. You're going to have to step it up as far as your creativity, your patience, and your belief in yourself as the divine feminine energy, and honoring yourself as the divine feminine person. You must abundantly give to the divine feminine in order for your prosperity and abundance to grow. This means that you are not neglecting yourself. You are not putting yourself aside. I don't care if you got kids. I don't care if you got a man. I don't care. You need to be pouring into yourself before you begin pouring into other people, because you can never give anybody the fullness of yourself if you are depleted. If you are not filled yourself, you are always going to feel like you're giving something that you don't have, even if it is to your kids, you know? And like, honestly, I don't have kids, so like I can't really speak on that to the magnitude of like other women and what they could speak about. But I do have a mom who I have seen literally like put others before her, and it's just like, Mom, you can literally like pour into yourself, because you will be able to give to us way more. Like it will be way easier for moms to pour into their kids and pour into their relationships and their own life, because at the end of the day, just because you're a mom or just because you're married or whatever doesn't mean that everybody now comes before you. Like, no, you are always the first person that has to come first. Like, have to, or your life is going to be drained, like, genuinely. So yes, you're going to have to step it up as far as your creativity, your patience, your belief in yourself. And you must abundantly give to the divine feminine in order for your prosperity and abundance to grow. If you are not giving gifts, praise, or appreciation to the divine feminine woman, which is yourself as well, you will have issues and have to turn to your masculine side and work a lot harder to get your money and abundance. Like, if you're not pouring into yourself, you're innately just going to have to work a lot harder. You're innately going to have to turn to your masculine side and operate in that energy. And that energy is always going to drain you, because we don't operate the same as masculine energy. And masculine energy is not bad, but as a woman, it should be like 80% feminine, 20% masculine. 80% feminine, 20% masculine. If you feel like your feminine and masculine energy is like 50-50, like, that's too much masculine energy. 50% masculine energy in a woman is too much. Like, it should only be like 20%. That's it. So yeah, so this is why people are continuously working hard instead of allowing things to flow towards them, because they're not honoring the divine feminine. And even as a man, they're not honoring the women in their lives. This is why you see men who don't honor the women in their lives. They have it a lot harder. They get publicly scrutinized. They have to do the most. They have to do the absolute most. Versus men who actually pour into the women around them, pour into their moms, their daughters, their girlfriends, whatever the case may be, just the women in their lives. They reap so much abundance. They have such a easier flow of life because they are pouring into the divine feminine. And If more people understood this, then there would be a lot more abundance going around, genuinely. But they want people to degrade women, to not pour into women, for men to not be willing to be a man to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, men are wanting princess treatment, but this is literally creating more scarcity in the world, because when you pour into the divine feminine, everyone reaps abundance. Everyone reaps abundance. And if more people understood this, there wouldn't be as much as like a wealth gap. There wouldn't be so many people facing so much like abundant distress and like abundant lack. Okay, because lack doesn't really exist. It doesn't really exist. It doesn't. But we're not even gonna get into that. We're just gonna keep going. So when you allow yourself to think differently, you will see a major difference within the things that you attract and how much you attract. There's a reason why feminine energy has been suppressed, shunned, and missing in so many parts of society. This is exactly what I was saying at first. It's because it brings everyone who works with divine feminine energy abundance. If everyone has enough abundance, then the hierarchy of power and wealth gap is less likely to affect you. So, as I said before, being any type of woman is divine. All kinds of women are connected to the divine and connected to abundance, wealth, prosperity, and creativity. You must know this about yourself because it's going to illuminate your identity, your self-concept, and your innate worthiness. So your self-concept is the foundation of your entire reality. And I listen to a lot of Neville Goddard. If you have never heard of him before, I really recommend that you look up Neville Goddard. He was also a dancer as well, but he's a mystic, and he talks about self-concept and your identity and how you can really create a life of yourself by turning your focus inward. And Neville Goddard teaches that the outer world is nothing more than a mirror reflecting your inner assumptions, meaning life does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you believe you are. Period. Life does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you believe you are. This is why people who have like all of this money and shit like that, and they're evil, because they believe certain things about themselves, and that's why they continue to attract those things. This is why I say, like, you can divvy out all of the money from the wealthiest people in the world to everybody. You could divvy out the wealth that the wealthiest people in the world have. You can divvy it out to everybody, and it's going to end up in the same place, because most people don't even believe themselves as worthy to have that money. People think, like, oh, money is evil, and money is not evil. People can be evil, but money itself is not evil. And just think, if more genuine, more positive, more like, what's the word I'm looking for? More people who have good intentions had the money in the world would be in a completely different place. If more divine feminine women, thank you, babes. If more divine feminine women were to have money, an abundance of money, the world will be a much better place. It's because the money is in the hands of the wrong people. It's because the wrong people have all of this self-belief and so much audacity. And there's not enough people who are truly genuine, who truly have something to offer. It's not enough people who have this money. And it's not enough people who actually believe in themselves and who believe themselves of worthy to have it. Because some people will be like literally people in my own life, like, I will try to give them something. They're like, no, they'll repel it. And it's like, bruh, you actually deserve this. You would rather money be in the hands of an evil person than in your hands, because you're thinking that money is evil. Like, no, it's what you do with money. It's what you do with money. Oops. Sorry. Yes, it's what you do with money. And this is why I'm so passionate about women making money on their phones, women starting to actually fulfill their purpose, because then there will be a lot more women that are actually operating in their divine feminine energy, actually operating